Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. That guy could go bad.
Here we go.
Brothers, sisters, and siblings, welcome to Penn's Sunday School, starring Penn Gillette. My name is Michael Godot. Penn, Freddie Rich, and I are broadcasting from our separate homes in Las Vegas. This week, Penn falls off his bike a second time, got the staples out of his head, and he and Moxie are planning to have a fancy Valentine's dinner tonight. Here he is, preaching love, Mr. Penn Gillette.
Yeah, here I am preaching love after, I've been a fallen freak these past 3 weeks.
You don't think it's cereal and Oxycontin that's causing that?
The Oxycontin was one night. One night of Oxycontin cereal. But you said a lot of people are very interested in that cocktail of Oxy and Frosted Flakes.
Yeah. You've created. It was like hearing Bryan Cranston or whoever interviewed about Breaking Bad, and they're like, "Was there such thing as blue meth before Breaking Bad?" And it said, "There wasn't before. There is now." and I think you've created this Oxy and Frosted Flakes craze that's going around.
Well, I'll tell you,
we're going to start putting Oxycontin in there like Lucky Charms, so a little half moon shaped Oxycontin.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No,
I think you want your Oxy on board and rolling before you start your Frosted Flakes.
As an appetizer.
I think you're wasting a lot of the Oxy goodness if you do it simultaneously. I would say lay down an Oxy bed about 45 minutes in advance, have your Frosted Flakes in the cabinet, and then enjoy the slow motion movement of, oh, look, it's going in the bowl. That's nice. Oh, I could do more than that. Oh, I could do more than that too. Oh, it's over the top of the bowl, but a little bit of sogginess will bring down. Good. Now I'll get the soy milk. I'll pour. Oh, this soy milk is original, which means it has sugar in it. Good. Now I'll eat this. Wait a minute. That spoon is not big enough. How about a soup? No. How about a serving spoon? There we go. Boy, this is like a half of a family-sized box. I may have poured too much. Nope. Now I need the other half of the family-sized box. Now my stomach is completely full, and I feel okay with the world. I'm going to go to bed. Penn, the back of your head is still bleeding, and you're going to get blood all over the pillow. Fuck it. I'm going to bed. Are you okay? Should we put something over your head? No, I'm fine. But you're going to bleed all over the pillow. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
We're really discovering here, like if you discovered acid instead of juggling, that you were really giving Timothy Leary a run for his money.
There is no doubt. You know, I read a lot of books like Changing Your Mind, you know, the book on hallucinogens. And I've read a lot of what, I know I've talked to Trey and Matt about hallucinogens and what's his name? Biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Talked to Joe Rogan a lot about it. And I have no doubt that if I'd have just taken a little turn at 17 and gotten into acid, that I would be the major spokesman for acid.
Yeah.
My life would be acid.
I think so.
Here's this juggling club or this blotter acid.
Yeah. That was
I'll take the juggling club.
I think that's what frustrates Joe Rogan and other people who talk to you about it. It's like they need you. Like you'd be better at it than them.
I think I don't want to seem boastful, but I think I'd be a very good spokesman for. And the show Bullshit, you know, would have been called psychedelia.
Yeah. Although you probably been more Keezy than Timothy Leary about it, I think.
I kind of like the way Timothy Leary was.
Okay. All right. You would have taken the Harvard job and everything.
Yeah, I would have been fairly academic about it. I would have been a trip master.
Okay.
Would have moved in with a dolphin.
But I will tell you, I would have been more Dr. Lilly. But I will tell you, if I had been the acid guru of the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
acid heads would be known for being obese. Not another fat acid head.
You going to another cereal party? Yeah, I'm going to the cereal party.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of Frosted Flakes. You know, the LSD is fairly reasonably priced, but boy, the Frosted Flakes be pricey.
Yeah, I was at the first breakfast at midnight that Penn ran. I went to breakfast at midnight, and it was an amazing time. It changed my life forever.
That's back when he was Penn, right? Before he was Frosty.
Yeah. Started calling himself Tony the Tiger.
Try LSD. It's great. As a matter of fact, last night I was having a tough emotional night, so we didn't have any Frosted Flakes, nor did we have any Oxy. But I took a big bowl of cornflakes, put a little sugar on it, put some soy milk, and it was damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe Frosted Flakes without Oxy is pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty sure, yeah. There's still some powerful centers of the brain receiving a lot of messages from Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
They speak to you.
And they also, you know, like some foods, but Frosted Flakes, they sit in the stomach real nice. You know, you get a load of meat or something on board, or you get a load of, you know, lentils, and, you know, there's belching and there's but you get a load of Frosted Flakes, they're like putting ballast in your boat. It just makes you sail clearer, you know?
Everything's straight ahead. Yep.
I agree.
And uniform. Every spoonful of Frosted Flakes is a good spoonful.
Yep.
Kind of nothing like a pair to fuck you.
Good to the last drop. Not like Sanka, where the last drop has little grounds in it. No, Frosted Flakes are good to the last flake.
About every 13 years, I decide that it would be a good character trait if I liked Postum.
Postum?
Oh, that's hard.
What's
About
Postum?
every 13 years, I think, boy, you know, I should drink Postum. Postum is a coffee substitute made from cereal. And it was used when there was a shortages of coffee. And I've always thought that if I went to do a show and there was a PA there who had to take the order and said, yeah, Teller wants Earl Grey tea and Penn wants Postum, it would be really funny. So I tried.
They'd have to drive back to 1954 to pick it up.
I buy a jar of Postum, and I address the Postum. I say, you are my future Postum. I'm going to be known as the Postum guy. And I have myself a nice cup of Postum. It's not that good, and it fades away.
And it expires before the 13 years to try it again. So you need to buy a new jar every time.
But I've now convinced myself maybe that I'll try Postum again.
I have never heard of Postum.
Well, you've never heard of Postum, you fucking Philistine.
I know.
Are you pulling Postum up there, ready?
Is it in the coffee aisle at Vaughn's or something? Or is it like a specialty order?
I believe it's in Vaughn's.
Yeah, they have it at Vaughn's. They sure do.
It's like a combination of like barley and, chicory root.
Okay.
Barley.
Yeah.
I've had
Chicory is what they have in the coffee if you go to Cafe du Monde.
I've had the New Orleans chicory coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just like the New Orleans chicory coffee without the coffee.
It's wheat bran and molasses.
Wow.
Wheat bran,
that was the original
molasses.
name of Penn and Teller.
Said it was mole asses when it was them.
So there's no caffeine in it by design.
Right.
Well, by design, but also it's not decaffeinated. It never was.
Right. Okay.
It's what I believe what perhaps proper women drank in the South instead of coffee.
Oh, so they didn't get the...
I think
Yeah.
proper women
all
in the South drank moonshine.
It's the good
No
women.
caffeine for me.
No, none. Keeps me awake. That was my drunk Southern woman personality.
I don't know why you're explaining. It was very clear.
It's as good as your Christopher Walken.
He did, a drunk Southern woman. Badly. So I fell off my bike again.
Wait, after we think there's a new accident.
New accident.
Okay.
New accident. While I had the staples in my head, I was falling off. And I blame Obama.
Sure.
I ride my bike right from Flamingo to, Charleston,
Yeah, on that path up there.
on that path that's right along. Now,
Yeah.
there's a curb on the side of the path, and then there is red dirt in a very, very steep hill that then goes down to an enormous concrete drainage ditch. There's a fence around it. I was very excited about my new Apple Watch. I was very excited about making all my rings. Complete your rings. I want to do my rings because you have fitness and standing and calories, exercise. And so I wanted to set my watch to track my progress. But I also have this little thing between my legs.
We know. I mean, we're aware.
Are we supposed to guess?
That is, it's the size of a water bottle. And it
Good
goes to
Lord.
my water bottle holder. And it's a boom box.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And it connects to my Bluetooth. So I've been listening to Obama's Promised Land, which I'll be listening to the rest of my life. But I don't like wearing hearing aids when I ride my bike because of my helmet. And I don't want to wear headphones. So between my legs is my boombox that plays Obama speaking to me. And I run it from my iPhone. But from my Apple Watch, I would run the metrics on how good my exercise was, how fast I was going, my heart rate, and I would play the Obama boombox. And it worked perfectly for 30 seconds and then stopped. So that was enough for me to start riding. And my idea was, once I start riding, I don't stop. I do a full 50-minute workout, 40 minutes uphill, then 10 minutes back, rushing down. And I thought, well, maybe I can get the watch the watch can also hold the Obama. Maybe I should run it from the watch, but I don't want to stop the rings from going. I don't want to do the timing. And I was doing this all while going fairly slowly on the bike and going back from my iPhone to my watch to the thing dangling between my legs. I was monkeying with all three of those. And all of a sudden, the front wheel of the tire hit the curb, and I then rolled down the hill, like a long way, and fast, like 15 feet, and then smashed into the chain link fence, which if I hadn't had the chain link fence, I would have fallen into the drainage ditch, which would be like a 20-foot fall onto concrete, and would have killed me. But instead, I was there banged against the storm fence. And I was very, very dirty. I wear a bright chartreuse, I guess it is, biking jacket that was now brown with dirt. My jeans were dirty. I wear gloves when I ride because I'm very worried about hurting my hands. They were all beat up. My helmet was banged up. And I checked, and I wasn't bleeding, and I was okay. So I said, well, I'll go back up the hill. Turns out, if you've got a really steep hill with gravel on it, you can't walk up that hill.
No.
You can't even take 2 steps up that hill. You fall down again, and you slide back down to the bottom. So now I am a Sisyphus. And I'm not even got a boulder to carry. And I get like 4 steps up and I go boom and fall back down and smash my face into it.
See, we see these videos every week of people rescuing animals. So is someone going to come along with a stick and pull you out?
Well,
Yeah, are you same time, or are you going
no, the
to
bike stayed up on top.
Oh, okay.
Well, the bike fell and I rolled off it.
Smart bike.
And I got on my hands and knees and pathetically, slowly climbed up, still sliding, a little bit back and then going, oh, okay, I'm okay. Oh, and then get up and grab the curb and pulled myself up and then had to go back down and grab the bike, which is only down like 3 feet, but still heavy. And Obama, the son of a bitch, was not even speaking. And my watch, actually my heart rate was up pretty high. Because it turns out falling into a ditch and climbing out of it, good exercise.
Close out your ring?
Did it ask you? Did it ask you if you had fallen?
I don't think so. I don't think I'd ever stopped enough.
Right, okay.
So then I had to ride silently and in pain. Now you'd think I'm blaming Obama because it was his voice, but no. Obama, under his administration, he gave money to Vegas that built those hills that I fell down. Yeah.
And the bike path, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't be the first person to tell you this, but I think I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Hell.
Too many wheels.
Go back to the
You've grown
unicycle.
up, yes,
Back to
you've
the
grown up your
unicycle.
whole life riding a unicycle. You are very good at it, and now you've added this second wheel, and it's treacherous.
About 10 years ago, I was riding my unicycle around our backyard. And my wife made me wear knee pads, elbow pads, gloves, and a helmet.
Yeah.
I was under the impression you couldn't look stupider on a unicycle.
Look, let's get you a motorcycle helmet. All right? You can close the lid on it, then no one knows who's on the unicycle.
Yes, they do. Hey, it's Captain Frosty. What if he's got any acid and flakes? Captain Frosty rides a unicycle around. He has a backpack, and in it is always some purple haze and some frosted flakes.
Why are you just grabbing his backpack? Shouldn't you help him up the side of the hill? No, trust me. We just want the backpack. Did you
have a good trip, everybody? Leave some frosted flakes for me.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, a motorized styling
Yeah,
unicycle.
that looks
You see,
great.
I was thinking about your electric
That looks
powered
great.
bike ride. And
Uh-huh.
I believe if I had electric power on my bike, I wouldn't get as good a workout. I don't think I have the willpower because I really have like 2 or 3 hills that I hate and I really force through. And I don't
Right.
think I would do that if I had electric available to me.
Yeah, I did the Red Rock Loop a couple of days ago, and on the last mile, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the battery. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a weakness, but also it's just I'd make bigger choices than I would.
Yeah.
The 35-mile loop, I would not have gone out on my mountain bike to do a 35-mile loop.
Can you attach like a grappling hook or something to the motor to like help,
Really steep hills?
yeah, or like retrieve Penn from the side?
Yeah, exactly. I could go with you and ride alongside you.
I was
If a
very
little come along, I
fortunate
can haul you up the hill.
in that a person rode by right before I tumbled
Mm-hmm.
down the ditch because I would have hated to have someone helping me.
It'd be like the animal videos again. Somebody just holding onto the side and holding a stick down for you to
It
grab.
would be like, trying to pull a manatee out of a ball pit.
Yeah, but you'd have made a lot of money this week on that video.
So
Did
yeah,
you call? Did you call for help like you did in the bathroom?
Help!
No, I didn't want help.
Help! Go away! Go away!
Go away. I always think of W.C. Fields in the old-fashioned way when he falls down the stairs and a woman says, "Are you hurt?" And he says, "Not physically, no."
I had the other day, or yesterday. I don't know why. Yesterday, my wife and I left the house. Fellow bubble child's birthday. So we walked over to a friend's house. We were massed up in the backyard, and a crazy windstorm kind of hit Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
Big crazy windstorm hit, and we actually saw from our friend's backyard their neighbor's umbrella went up in the air and flipped over down into their pool.
Yeah, that happened.
And oh, sorry, you actually got off the air one time because you had to go get your umbrella out of the pool. Not an easy process.
Z did it by himself.
Really?
That's big.
Z's big and strong. It took him a
I
long
guess
time,
so.
but he did it. It was
My brother,
amazing to
who's-
watch.
My brother, who was a Division I athlete, he's older now, but he's still 6'5", and he said trying to get an umbrella out of the pool is like trying to get all your water out of your pool by using an umbrella.
It did look like that.
So Sarah
Vegas
and I,
is crazy. We get crazy wind here a lot.
we do, and so we come home, and I guess I didn't secure my front door like I thought I had, and our door was wide open. Our front door to our house was wide open. We've been gone for about 90 minutes, and our house was messy with leaves and debris and dust or whatever. So we cleaned up our house, went back, got our kids. I took a walk, and then my wife texts me while I'm on my walk, says, "Did you use the attic today?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Is there any reason for our attic door to be open?" And I said, "No." So I began to run back towards my house. The whole time.
See,
and
in
this is
an
also-
alternate universe, that would be where my LSD lab would be.
And I, embarrassingly, am not that familiar with my attic and all the intricacies of it. But I'm running home, and also I'm trying to run home because I'm still trying to lose weight, and I'm still 40 something, and so I'm doing jogging, kind of sprinting, back to walking, jogging, sprinting home, which is just the most pathetic feeling as you're thinking that maybe your family is murdered as you do so. We come home, and my son, who's 7, he got a multi-tool recently. That was his prize for learning how to tie his shoes. He wanted like a Swiss Army knife or a Leatherman type of thing, because some older kid in the neighborhood had it. I asked him what he was going to do with it, and he said, "When you go to fix stuff, I can help you." And I was like, "Well, then this will never be used." But I come home sweaty.
Have you seen me?
Sweaty and out of breath from my kind of half-assed jog, and my kid has this knife out of his multi-tool, which he swore he'd never take out with his parents' permission. But I guess in that moment he was the man of the house, and sure enough, we look up and the little piece of wood that goes over the hole is moved. It is open, and doesn't look blown open, just looks moved. And then Sarah's like, "Should I call the police?" And this is like the thing when you talk about calling out for help quietly in your bathroom. Like, of course you should call out loudly. But I'm like, gosh, my gut says there's no one up there, you know? But yes, there's no good reason. Like, I'm going to go up there. There's no good way to enter an attic if someone were up there, you know, where like I don't get absolutely bludgeoned. You know, like, there's no good
You're not
way.
sneaking up. You're going to put a ladder up and climb up, and it's going to take 20 minutes to be really loud.
It's just a different point of view on whack-a-mole. It's whack-a-mole from underneath.
And I was like,
Whack-a-mat.
I was like, it's either I go up there and get a hit, or I get embarrassed when the police come and tell me, no, there's nothing up there, right? And I'm more afraid of police embarrassment than I am of possibly being decapitated by a meth head, right? So I get out my ladder, which I had to get out, which gave me more information, you know. So I got out my ladder and I was like, so if someone else did get up there, they had to be like a parkour artist to get up there. The fact that I didn't know this until yesterday, and I've lived in my house for 6 years, lets you know how much I really understand how my attic works. So I get up my ladder and I literally put up like a cane to be like, as if the whack-a-mole person were overzealous. He might go for the cane.
Well, that might work if it were like a badger that were up there.
You know, that's it. Maybe an animal or something like that. I should get like a mannequin head for next time.
Yeah, you put a hat on the stick. I've seen this in the movies.
What I've learned here is that your multi-tool does not have a periscope on it.
Nor does it have a fold-out hat.
So I went up in the attic. Nothing up in the attic. It was probably the wind that blew open the space. But I still had to like look all over my house and garage to make sure we didn't have anybody in. And I did not sleep well last night, just for that. Should I have missed a corner or whatever? So yeah, we almost thought we got our house broken into.
What an exciting story. You know, when something like that happens around my house, I don't even check. I just go back to sleep.
I know.
I have a very, very low level of fear. I'm not a fearful person.
Now, what if your kids get all wound up about it? Because that's what happened with mine.
My children don't get wound up about anything except releases of
children.
video games. Yeah, I believe the guy wearing full Texas Chainsaw Massacre outfit could run into our backyard with a chainsaw and the butcher's thing. And my children would say, does this mean we can stay up later and play video games? I believe my wife and my mother-in-law would scream. But Penn and the children, you're not going to get much out of them.
No.
Just not what we do.
How close is the dog anywhere near your room? Because what happens at my house is every now and then the dog goes insane and stares off into the hallway darkness like someone's there. You know, crouches down and growls and stares into the hallway, and that flips my poor wife and me out. We're pretty nervous.
Yeah, that's just job security.
The dog does that all the time, and it doesn't mean anything to me.
We have cats who don't care. I mean, if the burglar was going to feed them, they would care about. So that's all good there.
You know, these days it can be hard to find the time to sit down and learn more. It's not easy when the likes of social media can be so addictive and time-consuming. So you may think you don't have the time to develop yourself. There is an app I highly recommend. It's called Blinkist. You all know what Blinkist is. Blinkist is for anyone who cares about learning but doesn't have a lot of time. Blinkist takes the key ideas and insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers in more than 27 categories and gathers them together in 15-minute text and audio explainers that help you understand more about the core ideas. Now, they should point out how good they are at this. They're really good because they talk about, you know, how convenient it is and how much you want this, but they don't really say that the editors who cut this stuff down are brilliant. Use the blinks to get into a topic quickly, find new topics to grow from, or figure out which books you want to spend more time reading and listening to more deeply. What's more, they've teamed up with popular podcast creators to blink those for you too. So you can get to the heart of a podcast episode fast. With high quality audio, you can jump right in on the go during your commute, at the gym, around the house, or even download to listen offline and use while juggling or working on fancy shuffles. 15 million people are already using Blinkist. And out of those 15 million, none are magicians, but they should be, to broaden their knowledge in 27 nonfiction categories, including self-improvement, personal growth, management, leadership, and mindfulness and happiness. I've listened to a lot of these. I really, really like them. I like them because they can use a part of my brain that's not used when driving, when exercising, or when working on a brand new skill. For magic, a lot of it, you've got to be thinking about what you're doing, but there's certain motor skills you've just got to do 1,000 times till you do them comfortably. Blinkist is great for that. They've got Barefoot Investor by Scott Pape, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, fabulous, Becoming by Michelle Obama, Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, The Threat by Andrew McCabe, The Way We Eat Now by B. Wilson, I love her, my buddy Richard Dawkins, Without Growing God, it's fabulous. Right now, Blinkist is a special office just for our audience. Go to
Penn.
to start your free 7-day trial and get 25% off of a Blinkist premium membership. That's Blinkist, spelled Blinkist, Blinkist.com/Penn to get 25% off and a 7-day free trial. What a deal. You should be doing this. Blinkist.com/Penn. It's a very, very good thing. It's a very good company. Something you should be using. And speaking of which, too often we're choosing between quality or a fair price. With Harry's, you don't have to choose. They give you award-winning blades at factory direct prices. This is shaving stuff, by the way. When you first get your Harry's razor and shave with it, it is just amazing. It's a great razor, and it comes right to your house, and the stuff is really good. For a limited time, Harry's is offering their starter set plus a free body wash for just $3 at harrys.com/Penn. I got to tell you, I don't have much of a beard, but I have to shave. We did a thing for CBS the other day. I had a shave for that. It's a close, comfortable shave at a fair market price, only $2 per refill. And I can reuse them because my beard is so light. Harry believes in quality so much, they bought their own factory in Germany so they could own every step of the manufacturing process. How do they do it? Harry's team combines a simple ergonomic design, that's for sure, with 5 sharp blades. They source their steel from Sweden and manufacture their blades in a world-class blade factory, which is a good place to make blades. Harry's German factory is one of the select few manufacturers in the world that have mastered the technology to create a Gothic arch, the gold standard for razor blade grinding. 100% quality guarantee. They stand behind the quality of their blades so much, they have a 100% money back guarantee on harrys.com. I got to tell you, it's a great razor and it comes to your house. It's convenient, it's easy, it smells good, everything is great. New customers get a Harry's starter set and a free body wash for just $3 at harrys.com/Penn. That's over a $16 value for just $3. You'll get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle. The handle is very nice. Foaming shave gel, also very nice. Travel cover, who needs that now? And travel size body wash. It's an incredibly great deal, but act fast while supplies last.
Supplies.
Go to harrys.com/Penn to redeem your offer. It's a very good thing. Very, very good thing. So I have got this Apple Watch, and I am trying this new system. Every hour, it tells you to get up and stand for a minute. But I've decided that I'm going to run in place as hard as I can every minute.
Wow.
So I bring my heart rate, my sitting heart rate is about 50. I live at about 50, 51. I bring my heart rate up to about 115 in just 1 minute. And the great thing is, it doesn't just give me stand points, it gives me move points and exercise points. And I like it. I like it. What I want to be is I want to be the customer that Apple wants me to be. So I try to follow all their rules exactly. So if they want me to stand, I'll go the mile further and I will run. I've also got this 3-month free subscription to Fitness Plus, where I can watch videos of very attractive people doing exercises that I don't look that attractive doing. And the nice thing is, my heart rate, my timing, and my rings are right up on the screen, superimposed like magic.
Wow. Nice.
Wow.
Very cool.
So maybe I've got to buy the bike that goes with it, the rowing machine, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The mirror, yeah, sure.
We got a bike in the garage now. It's not Peloton because that's.
Do you need me to come
expensive.
fix it?
Eventually, yes.
Is it Schwinn?
No, like an exercise bike.
I know Schwinn makes the exercise bikes that the people on Fitness Plus use.
Oh, okay. No, I got it some cheap one off of Amazon or something, or Walmart, I think.
I believe the ones that the Fitness Plus people use are like $2,000.
No, yeah, we did not get one of those. We got 5 of these other ones instead.
So you're doing spinning classes with your wife?
We got one bike, so she does the spinning and keeps telling me that I could do them as well, and that's as far as it's gone for my fitness training.
But you don't stand up front going, come on, a little faster, and 130 beat now, go, and play music?
No. No, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I think it's crazy that exercise fitness crazes really just come cyclically, and there's no stopping them. And every time you're in the middle of one, you're like, where did this come from? And then, and it's going to be a year from now, we're going to be talking about something else. It's going to be crazy.
Well, but, Joe Biden, who is allegedly president of the United States,
till March 5th, baby.
He was told he couldn't use his Peloton bike.
Right.
Yeah, because of video and Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, and it gives information to people of where he is. So then some people might think he's president because he's living in the White House and doing the fucking job. And it's his Peloton bike in there. It is not. What did Trump have? Trump had his golf clubs.
Golf.
Yeah.
Or a gold toilet.
Well, he's supposed to give up his phone, and he didn't. And Obama did give up his phone and all that stuff. But what's more crazy to me is that I didn't think QAnon would work like a religious cult, and that like when the end of the world doesn't choose a new. I think that was possible. They keep say that Trump will still be president, and that's like madness to me.
We are now in the attention economy. Attention is all that matters. And QAnon holds people's attention. And therefore it's true. Anything that holds your attention is now true.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So for me, Frosted Flakes and Oxy are true.
March 5th, second poll.
March 5th is my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I will be 66 years old. I was very happy being 65, but I'll be 66.
And that makes you feel less happy?
Teller got his second shot.
Nice.
My mother-in-law got her
nice.
second shot. When's your second shot, Godot?
March 4th, I think.
The last day of Biden's presidency.
That's how I chose it. I knew that March 5th, there's no way anybody's getting a shot. I'll close all that down. My last shot before the hoax is exposed.
Penn, any news on you getting the shot?
None. They haven't. They're thinking of extending it to casino workers, which I am. I'm a casino worker, so maybe I can get it then. But I want the damn thing.
You might not have evidence of employment as a casino worker because you're
Wanna bet?
self-employed.
I have a 250-page fucking contract, and yes, I am an employee.
You're going to carry that down.
Believe me, I tried hard not to be an employee, but I am.
Good.
And the
Okay.
proof
That's
of
good.
that is how the ID system works.
Some
I
of the,
believe I can eat in the cafeteria if I want to.
Wow.
Is it, or maybe just the vaccination place will have a window that looks at the Rio, and you can just point to the side of it, maybe?
I'm a casino giant.
Oh, you look smaller in person.
I will tell you, when we first started putting up those 300-foot side of the building pictures of me and Teller,
Yeah.
I said to Glenn 10 times, there needs to be a sign next to that says actual size. And Glenn never laughed once.
Oh,
And I said, no, it'll be really funny. So finally I said to him, would you take that to the bosses at the Rio? Tell them that I would like actual size up there. And Glenn said, I don't think it's part of what we're doing. I said, Glenn, I'm demanding you bring it to them. He brought it to them. He said, they hated it. They didn't even know what I was talking about.
What? I'm a little more than just laughing at it. I'm a little disappointed because it actually makes you guys kind of in on the joke of putting a gigantic face on the side of a building.
I think so. Glenn and the powers that be do not. They thought I was the dipshit of the century.
What about not actual size? That at least puts a wink, still winks at it.
They want nothing there. If you would like to take up this fight with Glenn, I'm sure you can.
Oh, me and taking a fight with Glenn, no, thank you.
I
he'll
could
win.
sneak out there with Matt's ladder in the middle of the night and put tape it up.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that than take it up with Glenn. I'd rather scale the Rio and just try to do it myself. We can use my kid's multi-tool.
Bruce
idea.
Springsteen
Yes.
said, when I'm out on the street, I walk the way I want to walk. So when the police officer told him, take 18 steps, he took 45 steps. Because when he's out on the street, he walks the way he wants to walk. I never considered Springsteen to be much of a drinker. Am I just wrong?
No, I think you're right. I think being at a quarter of the legal limit supports your claim that he probably has a drink like the average person has a drink. I of course have gotten way too many rumored reports from friends back in Jersey, but apparently he was. The rumor is total rumor, unsubstantiated, and that's why we have a podcast. Is that he was actually tossed flight bottles by kids who were drinking, and he toasted and drank a flight bottle of tequila from someone who threw it to him, and that was why he tested at 0.02, and the legal limit is 0.08.
0.02, 0.08. So he was below the legal limit.
Well below the legal limit, yeah. And the only reason why it was worth bringing him in was because it was on Sandy Hook federal land, and so you're supposed to have no alcohol. There's no consumption of alcohol allowed on there, so that makes it an infraction. Alone was the actual just consumption.
And what was he doing in the middle of the night in Sandy Hook Park in his Jeep?
I believe it's a good place to go joyriding with a Jeep. There's a bunch of big sandy dunes out there. That's I know what I did in a Jeep as a kid out there, and I'm sure Bruce was doing the same thing.
Springsteen's not a kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm saying he's not a drunk. I'm not speaking to any of his other qualities.
Why did he take more steps than he was asked to take?
Okay, wait a minute. So if you really want to get into this, Penn, this
Easy,
podcast
you
is
two.
documented. This podcast is documented the numerous times you've been pulled over by police officers in this town.
Well, I guess you're right.
I believe he took 45 steps with you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm going to keep walking until a superior shows up to be like, what the fuck are you doing? That's Bruce fucking Springsteen over there.
I'm going to take a few extra steps, give him a moment to think.
Let him know what he's really doing here.
Now, why did this happen in November and didn't come out till February?
That is my burning question because here's
Isn't there a one-word answer? Jersey.
Oh, that it kept it quiet. Yeah. The Jersey kept it quiet. And the reason why it came out, I thought the one-word answer was Jeep. In other words, that he did that commercial, and he did not get the same welcome that Eminem got when he backed Detroit Motors. And boy, anything else, talking about him doing anything else, it might be better than him talking about finally selling out and doing a Jeep commercial. I thought maybe that was why the DUI came out.
But there must have been a clause in there that Jeep said, like a morals clause, because he knew he'd been busted before the Jeep ad went on TV.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
that is a really good point.
It seems like you would want to say to Jeep, oh, by the way, I've been busted for drunk driving.
Yeah.
The good news is it's in your car. So I am using it. No one can accuse me of not driving a Jeep.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm curious if anyone's upset about that.
Well, they pulled the ad, so they're upset.
Yeah. But then in it, everyone's just talking about Bruce doing a Jeep commercial, so I don't know. I guess so. Yeah. I think they got way more attention for that commercial by this happening than they would have without it.
But they don't want the attention of drunk driving in their cars.
Good point.
I mean, what's her name got shit for doing the duet with Tony Bennett, where she did his Quarter to Three, knowing the place will set him up Joe, as one for my baby, one more for the road.
Yeah.
Who was that got busted?
Lady
for
Gaga?
that? It wasn't Lady Gaga, but it was somebody. And it wasn't good.
Yeah.
One more for the road. So I think people are a little uptight about that. Now, what are you saying is the worst about Bruce Springsteen?
Oh yeah, I was on a podcast. I was interviewed about the worst of Bruce, and I don't think it was the Jeep commercial, although that's close. I don't. I mean, I still feel like I don't. I know because you don't have a drink, so to be at .02, that bothers you. But I think most people relate and go like, why was he busted for being below the legal limit?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can be driving with a with a .02 blood level, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Legally.
Legally, yeah. You could be pulled over, blow out the breathalyzer, and go on your way.
Right. At issue was, of course, the national park thing, right?
Yeah.
Not allowed to be
And there
drinking
was
in the park.
So Springsteen really didn't do things very wrong.
I don't think so.
Didn't tell Jeep. That seems to be the only one.
Yeah. The not telling Jeep thing about it happening in November, that's probably the biggest thing. And the timing of it to someone releasing it to when it happens in November to coming out only when he was making money on a Jeep commercial is weird also.
We also don't know the deal. He could have called them up in November and said, I had this thing happen. I don't know if it's going to be no big deal or not.
Right.
And they could have made a negotiation that said, sure, if it comes out, we're pulling the thing and taking half your money back.
Yeah, I mean, it's
could have said,
very
okay.
likely. It's very likely he's going to be acquitted. It's very likely that this will go to court and then it'll
Because
get
the
thrown out.
Republicans will never vote against him no matter what. Mitch McConnell is going to say he's completely guilty. He's the worst thing that ever happened. He's a scumbag. He should be locked up forever. Not guilty. That whole event with Mitch McConnell and his speech and his vote, that was someone that was hitting the purple haze and the frosted flakes.
Oh yeah.
That's somebody who wants it both ways. That was
a guy.
Wow.
That was a guy who walked into a political science class right before and was like, "Watch what I'm about to do." They don't teach you this in college. I'm about to do a couple of loop-de-loops that no politician's ever seen. Let the world know I'm Mitch fucking McConnell.
Now, did you guys watch the video presentation by the Democrats?
I did not. I followed it. I followed the whole thing in the newsletters. News.
I
Yeah.
listened to it on NPR, which means you couldn't see it, but
Yeah, I did not want to see that. I don't think I want images in my head of the Capitol being attacked like that.
I think what's disheartening is that each time we learn more, wow, is it more violent than it first felt when it happened on television.
And Trump was sitting cheering for them.
Yeah, that call about him and McCarthy is really depressing.
when I went to Washington a couple of years
To storm the
ago,
Capitol.
To storm, yeah. not when I was there recently, 2 years ago.
I was just there to document the others.
Yeah. I just wanted to head. I was checking early. I went in early to look. The architecture, everything about it seemed designed to me to make you feel like you should do the right thing. You know what I mean? I felt like, God, how could I be an immoral politician and stand in this grandeur, in this building that was so intended to be right, so designed to bring out the good in people? It just seemed impossible to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, including me, thought that Trump would in some way rise to the office. It
Right.
seems like you could make anybody president and they would find their better angels But he just didn't. Not even for a moment. Not even once. Not even one sentence.
Not for one sentence. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
In 4 years, you think you'd accidentally say something good.
if you look at the events leading from to the Capitol riot, and we look back at it in time, I think the hardest thing, how unsophisticated it was and how uncharismatic it was. There really wasn't a lot of cleverness or in it. It just was just blatant, say terrible things at the top of your lungs all the time and let it go down.
I think we are really fortunate that Trump is not eloquent or a powerful speaker or charismatic.
I think you're totally wrong. I think
Really?
he is. I think that is what gives him the popularity, are those things. He is not talking down to people. So that guy with a beaver on his head and a tattoo on his stomach thinks they're the same person. And he's right.
Right.
No one's talking down to him. I don't need no fucking smart guy telling me how the country should be run.
Yeah.
Me, I need a smart guy.
Yeah, I'll take the smart guy, please.
There's the whole thing if you're supposed to have a beer with the person you want to be president.
Yeah. That was
I don't
big
think so.
when-
I want somebody who is much smarter than me that I couldn't hang out with.
Yeah.
I don't have time to have a beer with you, Mr. Gillette. I have to run the country.
Exactly.
That's the answer I'm looking for.
But Mr. President, I have Oxy and Frosted Flakes.
Oh. Private presidential time for the rest of the day, please. So, yeah, I was asked on a pod what I thought was the worst Bruce Springsteen, and it was artistically, not of his recent events. It just happened to be a coincidence of probably his worst PR week ever. And I was curious. I don't think the audience or you care about my Springsteen answer, but I was curious about pointing this to you at Dylan. What do you think is Dylan's worst work?
Well, my answer would have been the whole Christian period.
Right.
But then I was charged with writing liner notes
Yeah.
for the bootleg series on the Christian period. And that's his best singing, some of his best songwriting, and one of the best bands he's ever had.
Yeah.
And the passion, it's really, really great music. And to try to bust him in the fact that I don't agree with him doesn't seem right.
Yeah. That's actually when I was put to the task of Springsteen, his album Western Stars, which is all cinematic, and seems like he wants to be a soundtrack to a movie, and he's kind of like Burt Bacharach. He got exactly what he wanted. He did exactly what he wanted on that album, and everything's good on it. It's just not what I want from Springsteen, so I couldn't. Album. What about song?
Yeah.
What's your least favorite Dylan song?
God gave names to all the animals. Although once I say it aloud, I now kind of love it. But
We figured this out. You found a way to make sure you love everything about Dylan in the two categories I posed to you. Like, I would have said this, but you know what? Love it. There's no turn.
my world crumbles
Yeah,
if I don't love Dylan.
I was gonna say you love with all your heart. There's nothing qualified about your love for Dylan. Nothing strategic. It is an open.
And what
love.
did you say? What did you say about Bruce?
Oh, for songs, I laugh because it's a song that I bring up to any Bruce fan, and they get uncomfortable when I bring it up. Which is there's a song on Devils and Dust, which is a great album. But there's a song called Reno, and in it, it's just about the protagonist paying for sex from a prostitute, and it's just lyrics, just about a really intimate affair with a prostitute in a hotel room, and it's just really weird lyrically. It does not reach for anything noble. It's very much just a document, and it's the most bizarre. I think it's one of the most bizarre songs he's ever recorded, and I laugh at the idea of like when Patty first listens to the song, when his executives get it, like where do you go? There's nothing. It's very detailed storytelling writing, but it's nothing artistic above it or underneath it. It's a bizarre song.
Or nothing artistic that's apparent to us right now.
True.
You know, like
My
you talking about the
favorite-
Christian period. There may come a point where we go, I had that exact experience.
Yeah, like I can't wait if we get hate
That
mail.
day may come.
If we get hate mail to questionpen@gmail.com, I was like, Reno is the best song, you idiot. I'm here. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
My favorite Springsteen is the one Bishop danced with a thumb screw. Woman did a double big backflip, slid across the floor. What was
Yeah.
that called? I think it's called Bishop Dance, isn't it?
I think so. That's an old one.
What, yeah, crazy early bootleg,
Yeah.
which I heard him do live. So there.
That's awesome. Well, and that's from his very much Dylan-esque era as well.
Yeah. Yeah, when Springsteen is Dylan, I like him a lot. When Springsteen is Van Morrison,
Yeah, it's Bishop
I like
Dance.
him a lot.
Yeah.
When Springsteen is John Fogerty, I start liking him less.
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you, I was going to tell you this privately, Matt, because I don't think anybody else would understand it. I was driving home from working at Teller's, and I have this, my Tesla does a favorites mix of all the stuff that I listen to and then picks other stuff. And it played Born in the USA. And it started it, and I reached for the button to skip it. And then didn't. I stood there with my finger hovering there. And then began crying uncontrollably
Yeah.
for the whole rest of the song.
I
I
mean,
mean, the complicated feeling of being born in the USA. No, I didn't go to Vietnam. No, I didn't come home, was unable to get a job. But that ambivalence of it used to be the greatest thing in the world to be born in the USA, and now it's kind of not, seemed more timely than when he wrote it.
yeah. I mean, I think there's always. I mean, yeah. It is a great song, and simply because it's too catchy and overplayed. You know, it's funny. I started off on that podcast where I was discussing the worst of Springsteen. I said there's listeners out there that want me to say "Born in the USA," and for so many reasons, that album and that song and that era of Bruce is not it. It's like we just hate him for like his peak songwriting, peak arrangement, peak popularity, peak sexuality all happened at the same time, and we hate him for it. We hate that he nailed it. That like in 1984 he just did it all, and then began variations from there. But his songwriting on that that album is really impressive.
But I mean, the feeling after the Capitol was stormed
Yes.
of Born in the USA is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, when Obama endorsed Biden in that speech he made, he talks about, to form a more perfect union. And he talked about it with John Lewis' funeral. He always makes that point. And I think that's where the pride in being American is, that in the ideals of it, knowing that we have failed in the past, and I think that song does a really good job encompassing that.
Well, I want to talk about what Mox and I are doing for Valentine's Day tonight, but we'll do that on Wednesday because that was Penn Sunday School. They just threw me a bottle of tequila, so
Is that your drunk Southern woman, or is that Bruce?
I thought I was walking.
So I was in the park, and these kids said, "We got some Oxy and some Frosted Flakes, Ben. You want some?" And I said, "Sure." That was Penn Sunday School. That was Penn Sunday School. You know we love you.